Hello students, in this video I am going to show you inguinal canal. Inguinal canal is basically an intermuscular potential space present in the lower part of the anterior abdominal wall over here. Okay, it is 4 cm long oblique canal present above the medial half of the inguinal ligament. See, this is the inguinal ligament. Now we know inguinal ligament is lower aponeurotic part of external oblique muscle. See, this is the external oblique muscle here that we know, and its lower aponeurotic part is forming the inguinal canal. Can you see? Inguinal ligament, okay, which is having attachment laterally on the anterior superior iliac spine and medially on the pubic tubercle over here on the pubic tubercle. Clear? So this is our inguinal ligament, and above its medial half over here inguinal canal is formed. Here we are going to see boundaries of we can say the walls of inguinal canal, its two openings which are superficial inguinal ring and deep inguinal ring, and contents of inguinal canal. Clear? First I will show you superficial inguinal ring. Here can you see this opening through which these two contents are coming out? This triangular opening is basically opening in this external oblique aponeurosis. Clear? And this is forming superficial inguinal ring. Clear? Through which contents from the canal are coming out. It is a triangular opening. It is having medial crura and the lateral crus. Singular is crus, medial crus and the lateral crus. Apex is present above and base is formed by the pectinate line. This superficial inguinal ring is present just above and lateral to the pubic tubercle, through which contents of inguinal canal are coming out. Here we can see spermatic cord and ilioinguinal nerve. In females, round ligament of uterus and ilioinguinal nerve are coming out from this superficial inguinal ring. Clear? So this is about the superficial inguinal ring. Now I am going to show you the anterior wall of inguinal canal. So it is formed by skin. The superficial most layer is the skin, which is already removed, then the superficial fascia, which is also removed, and then comes this external aponeurosis of external oblique muscle that you can see over here. Okay, then after removal of this we can see the fleshy fibers of internal oblique muscle. I am removing this part also so that you can see the internal oblique muscle. Okay, this is internal oblique muscle. We know it is getting origin from the inguinal ligament, so it is also forming part of the lateral 1/3 part of the anterior wall of inguinal canal. Can you see these fibers? Okay, so anterior wall is formed by skin, superficial fascia, aponeurosis of external oblique muscle, and in lateral 1/3 fleshy fibers of internal oblique muscle. Clear? Now after removal of the anterior wall we can see the roof. See, this is the canal. Now we have entered inside the canal. Can you see? This is the spermatic cord and it is roofed by, can you see this arched fibers? These are the arched fibers of internal oblique muscle, this muscle, and above it these are the arched fibers of transversus abdominis muscle. Beneath the internal oblique, this is the transversus abdominis muscle. Its fibers are also arching above the canal. So arched fibers of internal oblique and transversus abdominis muscle, they are forming the roof, and then they combine together and forming the conjoint tendon, which is forming the posterior wall. So as we have seen the roof, now we can see the posterior wall. For that I have cut these muscles. Beneath the transversus abdominis muscle, this is the fascia transversalis. The whole is the fascia transversalis. Okay, this fascia is forming the whole posterior wall of the inguinal canal. Along with that, can you see this fleshy fibers? They are the fibers of conjoint tendon, which is formed by fusion of fibers of internal oblique and transversus abdominis muscle. So this is conjoint tendon, which is forming medial 1/3 of the posterior wall. Along with that, reflected part of the inguinal canal. It would be difficult for you to see, but I will try. These fibers, can you see? These fibers, they are of reflected part of inguinal canal. They are forming medial 1/4 of the posterior wall of inguinal canal. Clear? So posterior wall, it is formed by fascia transversalis, conjoint tendon in medial 1/3, and reflected part of inguinal ligament in medial 1/4. Clear? So this is about the posterior wall. Okay, now coming to the floor. When we retract its contents, we can approach to the floor. Can you see this grooved upper part of the inguinal ligament? It is forming the floor of the inguinal canal. Clear? And on the medial most aspect, some of the fibers arching and going on inner side and getting attachment over the pecten pubis. These fibers are forming the lacunar ligament. Can you see lacunar ligament? It is also forming the part of floor in the medial part only. Clear? So grooved upper part of the inguinal ligament and lacunar ligament in medial part. Collectively they are forming the floor of the inguinal canal. Clear? So this is about anterior wall, posterior wall, roof and floor. Here in fascia transversalis, this is fascia transversalis. In this there is one opening, oval opening, which is called deep inguinal ring, and through this opening these contents are coming. Here you can see this is the ductus deferens along with its artery and testicular artery. Okay, they are coming from this opening or passage in the fascia transversalis and get its fibers, means fibers of fascia transversalis, as internal spermatic fascia, and then they are forming spermatic cord. So this opening is called deep inguinal ring. Clear? Which is topographically present 1.25 centimeter above the mid inguinal point. Okay, what is mid inguinal point? I can show you over here. Mid inguinal point is basically the midpoint of anterior superior iliac spine and pubic symphysis. Okay, so it's midpoint somewhere over here, 1.25 centimeter above this midpoint. This opening is present, which is called deep inguinal ring. Clear? When contents are passing from this deep inguinal ring, you can see the fascia transversalis, they are cutting the internal spermatic fascia. When they are passing from the canal, passing from the internal oblique muscle, they get cremasteric fascia and cremasteric muscle. Here you can see fibers. Can you see this fleshy fibers along with fascia? So it is cremasteric fascia along with cremasteric muscle. And when they pass from the superficial inguinal ring, they get external spermatic fascia. Clear? Okay, one more thing that we can see over here, this artery along with veins, it is inferior epigastric artery. Okay, so it is forming boundary of Hasselbalch's triangle. Now what is this Hasselbalch's triangle? So here this triangle is formed, its lateral boundary is formed by this inferior epigastric artery. Medial boundary is formed by lateral boundary of or the lateral margin of the rectus abdominis muscle, and the floor is formed by the inguinal ligament. So they are forming this Hasselbalch's triangle. If herniation is through this triangle, then it is called direct hernia, and if it is lateral to this triangle, okay, then it is called indirect hernia. Clear? So this is all about the inguinal canal